see what this is. Oh, okay. Peace and blessings, y'all. Peace and blessings. Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. So we got some wind coming in here today. Let's see. Okay, so that's trying to see where the light is coming from. I probably need to just close this door so that I don't look so exposed. Overexposed. But peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to Goddess Wellness Wednesdays. Just put in I'm gonna just call on my website. Pinning my website to the chat so that y'all can, so it's visible. I'm not even sure if this pins this chat. I gotta check on that before I write it down here. I have to put it in the description next time. So how y'all doing today? Can you hear me? Can you hear me good? If you hear me good, make sure y'all leave a heart or a thumbs up or a yes in the comments. So yeah, today we're gonna be talking about how to protect your pum pum from the violence. So last week I talked about all the different ways that violence is directed towards the divine feminine or the vagina, the womb, the pussy, the pum pum, whatever you want to call it. So if you missed that, make sure you go back and watch last week's live. I leave all my recordings up. Now I'm streaming from YouTube, so they're up there also. But I leave them up so that you guys can go back, look at them, share them, study. Make sure you go do your own research. But the whole point is to make sure that this information is being shared so that we can be enlightened, so we can be empowered, and so that we can stop the pain and the suffering. Because a lot of women are going through some things that they don't need to be going through. So your sister, your auntie, your cousin, any woman you feel needs this information, please share it with her. All right, so we want as many women to know that they were not put here to suffer. So again, we talked about the violence. You can go ahead and watch. I'm not going to do a recap today. But today I'm going to teach you how to protect your womb, protect your pum pum, protect your yoni, your vagina, whatever you want to call it. But today I'm going to talk about how to protect her. I feel like I got a hair in my mouth. Oh my God. Anyway, back to scheduled programming. Let me drink some water before I start this lovely conversation. So, for those of you who don't know me, I am Zen, the organic goddess, and I'm coming to y'all live and direct from Jamaica. I'm in St. Thomas, Jamaica. I got the ocean breeze coming through here. Um, I'm a wellness coach. I'm an aspiring doctor. I am a feminine healer, so I help women to understand their women bodies, and if they have anything going on with them, I help them to get through that process so that women can feel beautiful, blissful, juicy, fulfilled, grateful, and at peace. Okay? Because the idea is that women have problems because we're women. No, we have problems because we're unaware of how to care for this woman body. So I'm here to teach that. So you can catch me. You can catch me live every Wednesday. Goddess Wellness Wednesdays, and get the information you need so that you can start caring for yourself in an optimal way. All right. So we're actually under construction, so it's my little backdrop, but we are building a wellness retreat center here in Jamaica, which is really exciting. We have an orchard outside, so we have a bunch of fruit trees. We have a garden, so we're growing different veggies. Right now, we have some plantain, bananas, aki. If y'all know what aki is, the Jamaican national dish. We got some baby avocado trees growing, y'all. Some Jamaican apple trees growing, sour sap, sweet sap. So we're in the building process so that you all can come down here and enjoy the nice sun and breeze and overlook the cliff with us and get some nice sunning and tanning and swimming in. All right, so let's get to it. Peace and blessings. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. All right, so the first thing on my list is so how to protect your pum pum. First thing is to find out how violence is being directed towards your vagina, your pussy, your womb, whatever you want to call it. Find out how. So I named a few. I'm sure there's a bunch more. I named a few, but make sure you go back and watch that video so you can see what I talked about. But one thing I didn't mention though, and I thought about it way later. I was like, how about the way that people talk to us when we were growing up? And they would say things like, oh, you need to wait until you get married before you have sex. Like, what is that about? Why do I need to wait for an external situation to understand about my sexual body? Why are we not figuring this thing out now? Like, the vagina is here today. What is right? She said, oh, that's what Marie's web solution, okay? Marie's web solution. Look, that is a good one, right? Um, why we not teaching our baby girls what's going on with our vaginas? What is this hair growing, or what is that liquid that's coming out? What are these things, and why are there so many different layers? What are these flaps? Like, we need to know what's going on with these things, and then how are we supposed to wipe? Why we need to wipe that way? What kind of underwear are we supposed to be wearing? Should we use soap on our vaginas? Should we not use soap? Like, what's going on? Are we supposed to be putting lotion down there? Like, come on, tell me what's happening. And then why do I feel like this? Why am I getting crampy? Why am I feeling like something else is tingling down there? Like, hello? To me, that's violence. To tell for people to tell young girls that they need to wait until an external situation to find out about their sexual body that's here now. Okay. Of course, there's a bunch of like other sayings. If you have one, please leave it in the chat. There's a bunch of other little isms and schisms that our parents would tell us, or people would tell us about our vaginas. That's not necessarily true, or that takes the power away from us. Drop it in the chat, okay? Because I want to hear what y'all have been going through. Because I know I haven't heard everything yet. All right, so that's my example. You can go back and watch the video from last week and see the other violent examples that I share with y'all. All right, so the next one is to please educate yourself on how your reproductive system functions. And this can go for the men and the women, okay? You need to know how this thing is functioning. What are all the different functions of the vagina? Okay, whether it be a physical function, a spiritual function, whatever it is. Like, let's get to the nature of it, the biology of it, or even the physiology of it. Because really, a lot of what we are talking about is the physiology. Well, it's both. So we're talking about the design and then how it works. So I call it the divine design. The divine design. So like when I was having children, when I was pregnant with my first son, I'm like, well, my body was made to do this. So I'm more than capable of fulfilling the pregnancy and birthing the baby. Um, I should not be afraid of the process or have any fear surrounding the entire process. Um, and that I do not, and why I was doing that is because of the potential for medical intervention. So I had my first son at the hospital, and I was like, okay, I don't want an epidural. I do not want that. I don't want somebody to just voluntarily poke something in my back. This is not an emergency. And then, um, I just wanted to have a natural birth. I wanted to be able to be in the position that I wanted to be in and birth the baby. So that's when I started really getting into the mind frame of this is a really divine design. So now that I'm a little bit more mature, I know that this is where we house a lot of information. Our wombs are a house for a lot of information, whether it be spiritual information, traumatic experiences, beautiful experiences, creative endeavors. A lot of things and experiences are being incubated in our womb. So if you're in a toxic relationship, it might show up as cramping or pain or bringing on your menses early, stuff like that. If you're in a nice relationship, we're looking at things like cervical orgasms and squirting orgasms and flourishing relationships and building magnificent things in our lives. Okay, so you can see the contrast there. And trust me, people who have holistic and healthy relationships, they don't have all these ailments. You should ask them. So I have a really interesting testimony with that. So I was married for 10 years, and, and it was a challenging relationship, to say the least. But I experienced a lot of fatigue. I experienced a lot of menstrual pain. Mind you, the menstrual pain was there since I was a teenager, so I didn't really like connect the dots all together until after I left the relationship. And once I left the relationship and stopped having this physical interaction with him, I didn't have any period pain, y'all. It just shook. It disappeared. I was like, hold up. And so we were going through a time period where I was just like, no, I'm not engaging in this. And so the time period where I was not engaging sexually with him, I had no pain, no cramps. My period was shorter. My mood was nice. And then when he would come around, my lips would start sweat. Like I started getting hives. Um, look, then we engaged physically, and then my next cycle I had cramps all over again. And I'm like, what the hell? And then the very next cycle after that, no cramps. I was like, hold up. That's what's been wrong with me this whole time. The idea of misogyny. And I just related it to misogyny because I'm not going to like blame him. Like, oh, he a fucked up. Something wrong with him. No. Um, I was heavily rooted in the idea of misogyny and I didn't really understand it. So getting the teaching like, oh, you need to wait until you're married to have sex. That does something to you. Okay. And then you see, oh, everybody's in a relationship. Oh, this is how it's supposed to go. I need to get married to have kids and I need to keep my marriage together by all means necessary, even though this relationship is crap. That's misogyny, okay? It's the oppression and the suppression of divine feminine. So once I let that go, I freed myself of the pain. So misogyny, we see it in religious teachings also. Okay, they teach women to uh, belittle themselves. Oh, we were taken out of the rib. This is violence, y'all. We were taken out of the rib of Adam, and God created a woman. No, because what happened to that process? How come we're not being born from our daddy's ribs to this day? Did God just forget? No, no, that's not the divine design, y'all. So Marie's Web Solution said, so it's deeper than the menstrual products being used. Yeah. Oh God, don't let me get started on the menstrual products. I had to do some experience. First of all, I'm a scientist at heart. I love science. I love reading about scientific things and nature and biology. I have a major in biology, a minor in chemistry. Like, it's just exciting for me. So I'm always like doing my own personal experimentation. So when I stopped using tampons, the cramps lessened, but they were still there. So it wasn't as severe. So I was like, ooh, we're gonna have to just leave them things alone. Because I noticed when I would actually insert it, the cramps would start getting heavy. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should just stop using these things. So I completely stopped. And it brought the cramps down, and I was using pads. So yeah, menstrual products can contribute to that pain and suffering and heavy bleeding because they're putting chemicals in there that are doing some stuff. I don't know the exact chemicals they're using, but it's too much. Yeah, she said she said tampon baby cramp immediately. Yeah, so I actually use a yoni cup. I guess I could show it to y'all next time. But I use a menstrual cup. I've had okay, so I've used two different ones. One was like a travel one, so it would like collapse. It wasn't a good for me. And then I got the more, but it's made from medical grade silicone. You insert it vaginally like how you would a tampon. But when I tell you no cramping associated with that thing unless something already wrong with you, it's freedom. It is freedom in a little tiny cup, y'all. You can go swimming with that thing. If you wanted to, you could wear white pants. I know women be terrified, like, oh, I can't wear no white. I'm on my period. I gotta wear all dark colors. No, girl, get you a menstrual cup and some period underwear, and you are good to go. You can get some period underwear shorts if you wanted to. I have some little briefs from things. Yeah, wear that under your white pants. You're not gonna have no leak unless something is really going on with you. Then I wouldn't recommend it. But if you have, you know your flow, you know what's going on. Yeah. Get you a menstrual cup and some period underwear, and you can wear white pants and light pink and yellow. You can wear all the pretty colors when you're on your period. Okay, so you don't have to wear black every time. And people be like, why is she always wearing black once a month? So yes, educate yourself on how your reproductive system works, even your breasts. This was something that okay, so I breastfed my children. So my son got 10 months, the big boy. Then my daughters, one got 18 months. Look, a wasp coming in here. Go back outside. So my first daughter got 18 months. My second daughter got 2 years of me breastfeeding. And by the time I finished with the third child, I was like, dude, my breasts are flat. What the hell was I supposed to do? Like, how come nobody's telling me what to do with my breasts? Do y'all know that there's a whole breast massage regimen? There's special oils and foods that you're supposed to eat. So foods, and then there's oils that you're supposed to put on massage into your breasts. Like we've been deprived, y'all. Okay, the information is there. It's just a little bit obscured. So the information that I got is from the Taoist or Taoist, which is a Chinese documentation. And I'm only gonna say documentation because I am believer that all of this information was already here from our ancestors on the continent, and everybody wanted a piece, and everybody put their little label on top of it. But I know our information is still there because you're using avocado oil, you're using lavender, essential oil, um, fenugreek seeds. You know, these are African things, y'all. These don't grow in the cold. Avocados is not growing in the cold. All right. So you got to get some avocado oil from a nice tropical environment. So, yes, you need to understand that your breasts are a portal as well. So, yes, when they look nice, right? They look pretty. They're also a source for the babies, and they're also a source for our own personal endeavors and enjoyments. Okay. And after you breastfeed, they do not need to be flat or dragged down or stretched out like everybody's trying to say. Don't have to be like that. But that's a lesson for our private group because you got to learn how to take care of your breast for real. All right. But all I'm trying to say is that educate yourself. There's so much information out there. You can rent books from the library, and you can get free PDFs if you don't want to pay for books. But don't send me to jail. What Marie West Solution said, sign me up, right, girls? We got to learn and we got to share. We can't be all greedy and acting crazy with this information. So our body is divinely designed. Our breasts are connected to our womb. So for those of us who are mothers, most of you know if you weren't on pain medications right after having the baby, and you're nursing the baby latch on and the womb starts to cramp down. You can feel it. It's very intense. So we drink red raspberry tea to help ease that. But it's all a divine process. It's all divinely designed. The baby is suckling at the breast and it's helping to heal the mother's womb. The womb is cramping down so that she's not bleeding as much and so that it can shrink down back to the size that it was prior to the pregnancy. Okay, that's not by accident. So yes, y'all, we have a lot to share and learn. So that's number 2. All right, number 3, reclaim and regain your power over your body. All right. Okay, so the first thing I have is no comparison. You are a special version of a divine being. Nobody can ever be you. So you don't need to be looking at the girl next door or the ex-girlfriend or the girls from high school or your sisters or your cousins or your aunts. Like, you don't need to be comparing yourself to anybody. Your journey is your journey. Your design is your design only. Okay? Let me tell you, the creator is creative. That's why that word is so, that's why it's the same word. Okay? Billions and billions, trillions and trillions of people have come through this earth. It's so many people that have come through this earth. We cannot put a number on that. They can't dig up all the bones to find out how many different people. They keep trying to figure out which monkey we came from and all this crazy stuff. Who cares? Who cares? We're here now, and we are very divine and immaculate. All right? Each one of us is so special and unique. Like, you don't need to be comparing yourself to anybody. I saw a video earlier, and it was saying, "What do you think men like more, a natural body or a BBL body?" And all the women on it was like 12 of them or 15. And they were like, BBL, BBL, BBL. I'm like, yuck. I'm like, no way. These guys don't like BBL that much. What y'all talking about? You like a BBL. You're attracted to the BBL, lady. So then when he went and asked the men, they're like, natural body. What natural body? What you talking about? And they were like with conviction, they like the natural bodies better. Hello, hello, what y'all doing? It's a commercial. BBL is a commercial. BBL is propaganda. Do you know how much time it takes to heal from a BBL? I've actually, it's funny to me because, as I mentioned before, I'm an aspiring doctor, so I get to see a lot of different stuff that the average person would not see. So I'm just gonna say that I've seen people undergoing plastic surgery so that they can have their BBL enhancements. All right, they're reconstructive surgery because it is a reconstruction. That is a really intense process. I was gonna say a different word. It's an intense process. All right, I'm not gonna bash y'all or whatever, but all I know is I'm not putting myself voluntarily under the knife because I think that you think that my body don't look good. Forget that. Forget that. For me, if I look at myself and be like, wow, my legs look kind of wiggly and jiggly and got cellulite. For me, that's like, girl, what you gonna do about it? What you about to do? And I know that there's a solution to every problem. So I'm gonna say, you know what? Let me start looking up some information. And sometimes information be falling onto my lap. Like I was so upset about my stomach. So I don't have like a loose skin or anything, but I had the little mommy pouch. And I'm like, why is mommy pouch not going away? I'm doing sit-ups, I'm doing push-ups, I'm doing all this stuff, I'm doing body contour exercises and all this stuff, and this mommy pouch is still here. Now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I started seeing information about diastasis recti, and I'm like, that's what's been wrong with me this whole damn time. And then I'm doing these sit-ups, and it's messing up my stomach even more. Like, what the hell? Why the doctor ain't tell me that I had diastasis recti? She over there worried about umbilical hernia. Duh, umbilical hernia is because I have diastasis recti. All right, so I'm gonna explain. Diastasis recti is the separation of the abdominal wall muscles due to pregnancy. Okay. Yeah, they're still in practice. See, the problem is that they want to sell a surgery rather than educating our people. Okay, this is part of the reason why I'm put in my position. This is why I'm put in this position because I'm going to educate y'all. So the diastasis recti, so you know you have the six-pack muscles, so they rip apart, and some of them rip from top to bottom, and then some rip at the top, or some rip at the bottom, or some rip in the middle. So there's different degrees of it. There's different versions of it. So mine is close to my belly button. So my belly button has a little pokey outie all of a sudden after being pregnant 4 times. That's a lot of weight and strain. I wasn't wearing no belly band during the pregnancy. Like, I was probably a little bit malnourished too while that thing ripped. So, in our traditional cultures, we wrapped our bellies after we had our babies. And there's a very, very special way to wrap the belly. The women were not going up and down the stairs and running around the house doing all the chores immediately having the baby. She's in the bed with the baby, and people are helping them. Okay, the midwife, the mothers, the aunties, the grandmas is helping the new mommy so she can heal. All right, because it can heal, and the best healing time is right in that initial 6 weeks. And even if it takes longer, it's okay. 6 weeks is some kind of commercial brand um, time frame that they put on women to heal. That's not realistic. Everybody's a little bit different. So you can do the belly banding, you can do the being still, and then of course learning how to breathe. What she said, 6 weeks is bananas. Yeah, that 6 weeks had me stressed out with my kids. I was like, no, I need to stay home a little bit longer. But yeah, you got to eat properly. Obviously, more wholesome foods that are not going to make you bloated. All right, because we don't want to increase the pressure on the inside of the stomach, and that are not going to make you constipated because you don't want to be sitting there straining and increasing the pressure inside your stomach again, trying to get that poop out. So you got to be eating soups, um, staying hydrated, like really hydrated, drinking coconut water, drinking watermelon juice, stuff like that. And then of course, learning how to breathe now that the baby is on the outside, because we change the way that we breathe when the baby is on the inside. It's really a crazy dynamic, and we don't even realize that it happens. So you got to learn how to breathe, and then you got to learn how to do the recovery exercises. Really, really, women are supposed to be going through a rehab after they have kids. After we give birth and have children, we're supposed to be going to and through a physical therapy. Excuse me, physical therapy, and most of us are just, oh, what do you say? The baby? Oh, okay, bye. And then they kick us out the door. Like, I'm still bleeding, and it's 6 weeks later, and my stomach is still really poked out, and it's 3 months later. Like, what do I need to be doing? Look, anyway, so do not compare yourself to people. Reclaim and regain power over your body. So another example of doing that is embrace your natural beauty and your uniqueness. Okay, I realized that I have like a lot of different asymmetries on my body, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. People who are not secure or not confident in themselves, they'll be like, oh, my forehead is big, my eyebrow is higher than the other, I have a unibrow, my nose is wide. Like, why are you looking at yourself so hard? Like, dude, this is how you came out. What are you trying to do? And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with it? I'm a small breasted person, and I'm grateful for that because I dance, and I don't want these things going like this and preventing me from dancing. No, then I can't dance for real. All right. I actually have like a size 10 foot, y'all, in women's. I remember my cousin looked at me. She's like, "Oh, I thought you had smaller feet." I'm like, "No, girl, I got big feet, and I don't carry that. I wear slippers all the time. I get my toenails done sometimes." It used to be weird for me when we were younger. I'm like, why I don't have a small foot? Oh well. Then I came down to the Caribbean, and pretty much all the women have big feet. Okay, sorry, not everybody, but a lot of women do. It's our natural design. Okay, I can climb down the side of the cliff if I wanted to. Easy. I don't have problems. So yes, embrace your natural beauty and your uniqueness. All right, it's just for you. It's for you, not for everybody else. Because you wake up to you every day. You gotta look at yourself in the mirror every single day. Um, Another one: be unapologetic about your existence and what you like. You don't have to ask people permission to like what you like or to do what you like to do. If it makes you feel at peace, if it makes you feel joyful and happy and alive and grateful, do it for you. It's for you. That's why it's like that. Right? A lot of us be like, oh, I don't want to go here because my boyfriend said I shouldn't go there because he says he doesn't like the place. And then we just start creating all these boundaries. And then later we're like, oh, I don't feel good. I'm depressed. My stomach is hurting. My head is hurting. My eyes are hurting. I have cramps. I have this, that, that. That's because you trying to fit yourself into somebody else's idea of what you should be instead of just being your natural self. No, be unapologetic about your resistance and the things that you like. And then another example of reclaiming and regaining your power is to embrace your sexuality and your sensuality. All right. And y'all hear me say this all the time. You have to embrace your sexuality and your sensuality because that is a major part of our energy source. You got here because of sex, and you're here to have sex. All right. Like you would not be in existence if your parents didn't have sex or there wasn't a sex act. Like make it make sense to me. Why are we so afraid of these things? And then if you're gentle and you like to flow and you like to wear flowy clothes and you like to dress up and wear earrings and get beautified, own it. All right? You don't have to ask somebody permission to do that. And I'm not talking about wearing strings and things and going to the club. I'm talking about actually really accentuating the way your body is shaped and designed and really just flowing with your creativeness and the fact that you're a gentle and quiet and nurturing woman. All right? That's all part of your sensuality and your sexuality is about your creative and um, energetic and powerful self. All right? All right, so that's number 3. Where my people at? Make sure y'all leave a comment, put a heart in there, something. Make sure y'all share this with somebody you know will benefit from this information because we all need some assistance from time to time, okay? Um, just to add to our sexuality and our sensuality is to really just tap into your self time, your personal care time, and your self pleasuring time. All right, that's really important. So I recommend that women have a vibrator or a crystal dildo or something along those lines so that you can explore your body, get to know your vagina, get to know your pussy, understand what you like, what you don't like, what turns you on, where things are. It's yours. Get a mirror. You need a handheld mirror. And you need to be looking at your vagina and seeing what's going on down there. Okay? You got to know. It's yours. Why the man or why is your partner seeing your vagina before you do or more than you do? What is that? How do you know what it look like and you don't? That's crazy to me. Okay? Anyway, let's go on to number 4. Number 4. Hey. All right, maintain a peaceful mindset. So I'm sure if y'all have listened to me before and watched my videos, you hear me say this all the time, but you have to maintain a peaceful mindset if you want to be able to protect your womb space, protect your pum pum, protect your vagina, your pussy, your yoni. Okay, you have to have and maintain a peaceful mindset. Why I always come back to this is because we have a tendency to be like, he did this to me. Somehow we start regressing. We start turning into babies. He did that to me. Did he really? Or was he just being himself and you've been ignoring it for all these whatever times? And now all of a sudden you're trying to say it's because of him. No, you could have stayed here behind at your own place. You could have stayed here behind in your own house or got your own space. You didn't have to live with that person. You chose that. Okay? So this is part of maintaining a peaceful mindset is being able to take responsibility 100% for your actions. All right? Can't nobody do nothing to you that you did not give them permission to do. And even if they are behaving in a way that you don't like, then why are you being reactive? Usually, if we're being reactive and we're triggered by that, it's because we have some work to do. We either have some serious internal healing to do, or we're not taking ourselves seriously and taking care of ourselves to the fullest. Okay, so you could be taking care of yourself, like, oh, I eat, I go to sleep, but are you nurturing your spirit? Are you detoxing on a regular basis? Are you eating natural foods? Are you going into nature? Are you connecting with your spiritual self and understanding the language that you and your spirit have? Most of us are not doing that. All right. Are you healing yourself from those different traumas and experiences? And sometimes those situations are there because we need to heal. And it shows us where we need to heal at. So you have to flip it around and say, oh, dang, I didn't know I was still feeling this way about whatever. Let me try to give an example. Uh, um, like feeling like you have to feel a certain way when somebody else is angry about something. Like, no, you're not in charge of their emotions. You don't have to fix them. You don't have to fix them. You don't even have to really assist them either. That's their responsibility to understand why they're angry, not yours. And part of us always wanted to fix people is because we're coming from a place of trauma and neglect and abandonment. All right? Oh, no. No, no. You have to maintain your peace. You can acknowledge them, like, wow, I can see that you're really angry right now. And when you're ready to talk, I'm here for you. When you're ready to find out what's going on, or if you need some assistance with reframing your boundaries, I'm here for you. Right? Facts. Yeah, we gotta come out of these victim mindsets. We're victims and we're villains. So we're victims when we start pointing the finger and say, "Oh, he did this to me. They did that to me. She did." No, we chose to stay there. And then we're villains when we're like, "Oh well, he shouldn't have been acting like that anyway." Or the other person is saying the same thing. You did that to me. All right. We become the villain. We villainize our own selves too sometimes. All right. We turn into the big bad bully. So you got to learn what these emotions are trying to tell us, and usually it's a conversation from you and your spirit. Your spirit is trying to tell you something, and this is the way that the spirit communicates to us. It's through our emotional body. So anger, sadness, grief, frustration, fear, all these things are a language, a love language between you and your spirit. Okay, that's how we communicate with spirit. So that's why when we're in a great place in our lives, we just feel these rushes of gratitude. We feel at peace. Nothing can sway us. We're really great with decision making. Everything is lining up the way that we want it to line up. We can hear our intuition very clearly. All right, so that's part of our emotional body and the language that we have with our spirit. All right, so that's part of maintaining a peaceful mindset. And things that you can do, obviously, you can do some meditations. Excuse me, I feel like I need to drink some more water before my throat do that crazy stuff. Like last time. Hold on. So meditation, um, going through a rites of passage, spiritual rites of passage. I recommend Sacred Goddess Temple or Sacred Woman. Uh, um, what else? She said I've been going in. Yeah. No, I gotta let y'all know. Look, and how I even come up with these topics is because I be getting downloads, y'all. Like the water, the water is a conduit for me. So I don't get to swim right now because it's like some crazy waves out there. It's dangerous, so I can't swim. But when I go in the shower, I'm always open to that divine essence, whether it be me actually pouring into me or my guardians or whatever the spiritual connection is that I have for myself. That's where I get a lot of these topics from. Because I'm not just sitting here like, oh, I got to come up with a topic for next week. What I'm gonna do? No, stuff be coming to me, y'all. It just comes like, it's time for you to talk about this. And I'll be like, you know what, you're right. And then go, I just go and clarify what I'm going to be talking about. Because, oh, and the other thing is sometimes people ask me questions and I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? Let me go ahead and address this publicly also, because if you have this question, that means a lot of other people have this question, right? She said, Annie be right on time. See, it's by divine design, y'all. I just follow what my spirit is pushing me to do. Even the fact that I'm here every Wednesday is because spirit said, hey, you need to do it live on Wednesdays, and you need to call it Goddess Wellness Wednesdays. the voice don't talk like that for real, but the essence of it is what I'm showing y'all. So yes, meditation, going through a rites of passage, daily affirmations. You can play, like, there's so much like healing frequency music on YouTube, on all these different platforms. Like, we're just in a really enlightening space in our existence. Like, a lot of us like to focus on all the crazy stuff that's happening in the world and the cliff falling apart and the wars over here and the garbage over there and the dirty neighbors. Like, I like to focus on all the interesting and exciting and healing things that we have access to for free. Okay, I mean, yeah, you got to pay your internet bill, or you could go to the Starbucks and use their internet, or go to the library and use their internet. Like, you don't even really got to pay for internet for real. It's just the convenience of having it in your home. So that's a blessing. And then the library has so many books for free, and now you can access them straight from your phone. You don't even have to go to the library. Okay, you don't have to drive to the library and pick up 10 books for 3 weeks or however long and take them back. You don't even have to do that. You can download the app and listen to these books online through your phone, y'all. Like, we in a real special time. It's nice. I remember I used to be hauling my kids to the library. Like, hey, come on, y'all, we gotta go to the library. I gotta pick up a book. I don't have to do all that drama no more. We all in the house listening to audiobooks. My girls are listening to Roald Dahl every day, every night for the past 2 weeks. And I'm like, maybe I should go look for some manifestation books so I can really sharpen my skills when it comes to this managing my emotions. Because really, that's what manifestation is about, is managing your emotions. So I've been listening to a book by Sarah Prout. By the way, side note, sidebar, have you noticed that there's not a lot of Black people that's teaching about manifestation? I was kind of upset about that. But if y'all know some authors or some experts or whatever you want to call it, coaches that are Black and have published books that are on audiobook, I'm just saying, like, something going on in our communities, y'all. We not talking about money. We not talking about finances. We not talking about how fucked up our relationship with money is. And then we're not talking about our emotions and how retarded and dysfunctional we think about our emotions, and it's creating a disconnect, and then we're not receiving the abundance. Our people have been working for a long time. Okay, I remember my wife was like, "Look, Black people are tired. We're not supposed to be working that hard." All right, what she to Marie Web Solutions, it seems like we need to elevate as a community. These are the elements that are holding us down. Yes, it's it's okay. So it's two areas that I see that Black people don't talk about. Okay, let me. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at two because the second one is encompassing the third one I was gonna say. But sex, the power and the spirituality of sex, and the law of attraction. The law of attraction includes emotional intelligence because I was going to say that as number three, but law of attraction does include emotional intelligence, and we're stuck. So we have some profound works when it came to womb wellness. That's where Sacred Woman came in, and Queen Afua came in and charged us and showed us that we're divine feminine, we're sacred women. Okay, but in that teaching, we didn't get the sacred sexuality and to embrace the pleasure of sex, singular pleasure, and then of course with your partner. We didn't get that. We didn't get the empowerment there. And then of course the spirituality of sexuality. We didn't get that through Sacred Woman. And that's the big gap. But that's where I come in, y'all. Okay. So if you need a vibrator, make sure y'all click the link. I put it right there, pinknectar.life. Okay. If you need one, click the link. If you're interested in different crystals, so if you want a yoni wand made with some rose quartz or some jade, we can get that for you too. All right. And then when we talk about law of attraction, we have zero emotional intelligence as a community. All right. So maintaining a peaceful mindset is really off the table. Everybody's arguing, everybody's bickering, everybody's sad for 3 weeks. Something that I was looking at. So, okay. So I'm in Jamaica, right? So one day I was coming back home from the hospital and I see people on the street in the neighborhood, lad, Jesus, no. And they dropping out in the street. I'm like, what's wrong with them? And then I find out, oh, their brother died. I'm like, did you really have to do that outside? They do it in the hospital too. Please, who tell me, hey, is it with H-Town, the Hood South? Who's this? Oh, Ojo, what's up, Ojo? Peace and blessing. So yeah, Black people everywhere, I'm sure, do this all the time. Please let me know if y'all notice. When somebody dies in our family, everybody falling out. Oh my God. Yes, it can be a shock. I understand that. But you it don't take 10 years to heal from somebody dying. Like it don't take 10 years to heal from that. Yes, there's stages of grief and you're allowed to grieve because that's an emotion and that's part of your relationship with your spirit. But if it's taking you 10 and 20 and 30 years to heal from this inevitable occurrence, that's a dysfunction and it's holding you down. So I know people. So okay, again in Jamaica they bury people right in the yard. They do have cemeteries, but they have family plots and family property. They bury the family member in that plot. Sometimes you have it where it's like, oh, the sisters wanted to be buried next to each other and they already planned it out. They have stuff built so that when they transition, all three of them are right next to each other, or however many. So people be afraid to go to the yard now. Oh, I can't go down there. It's too sad for me. I don't want to see the grave. It's too much. I can't do it. Like, okay, that's keeping your vibration in the vibration of sadness. All right? You're staying in the vibration of sadness. You're staying in the vibration of grief. And you're not getting to peace. You're not getting to joy and happiness and gratitude and enlightenment. You're not getting up there. You keep going down, down, down. You're not at peace. At least stay at peace. All right, Ojo, tell them I say hi. That's one of my karate teacher's son. So I used to train in martial arts, y'all. Anyway, that's a story for another day. But yeah, it's by design though. Yes, like I said, you can feel a certain type of way when your family members are transitioning, and we use the word transitioning, not died, because they're always with us. They're always reincarnating in different ways. Like my children look like my brother who passed away. I think it's been this year will be 12 years. Like my two sons look like my brother, and it's so fascinating to me to see that. And then they even have some of his little characteristics and gestures. And then I have friends that are mediums, and they're like, "Zen, I saw your brother. I saw your grandma. Make sure you put out some food for them, put out a candle for them, put out some water for them, so that they can have this guidance." I've even heard my sister say that she's seen our brother in her dream. I've also experienced my brother coming to me in my dreams, but with her experience, he's like, "Don't be sad about me because it's going to keep you away from your money." And I'm like, "What does that mean?" But again, law of attraction is about your emotional intelligence, and if you're able to hold your emotions at peace or higher, okay, are you in a state of gratitude 99% of the time? Can you feel sad and let it go and come right back to your gratitude vibration or mood, if you want to call it that? All right, what she said? Woo, I'm glad today. Yes. No, because I want y'all to know yes, it's been 12 years. Look, when my brother passed away, it was just weird. I'm like, this is what happens in the world? Like, this is how this feels? This is crazy. I can't believe this is happening. And I was very sad. But I was pregnant at the time with my third daughter, and I was like, okay, I have to really be mindful of how I'm feeling because I have this baby in my belly, and I don't want her to be affected by my emotions to this capacity. Like, I can't be crying for 3 weeks. All right, so I allowed myself to cry when I found out and all this stuff. But then when it came to the funeral, I'm like, no, because my brother is always with me. I love him, and he's always with me. And I just framed my mind like that. He is now an ancestor. So when I got to see him in the dream, close to when he had transitioned, he showed me. Um, First of all, he didn't speak. It was just more of like gestures and feelings. Okay, we're going back to that word again. So he was showing me that he felt violated by the way that they had his body in the morgue. And then he came in another dream and he showed me, oh, he was dressed in white and gold, and he was very tall, and he came and gave me a hug. So I was able to hug him, and it just felt like a warm embrace from my father, which was really nice for me. And then years later, when I lived in Antigua, my sister and I did a whole ritual for him. We just made it up. We got his favorite alcohol. We got his favorite weed that he liked to smoke. We went out to eat and had pizza because he really loved pizza. So we had him. My mom had him cremated, so we were able to release his ashes into the ocean. And while we were doing that, we had the weed burning. were pouring out the alcohol, and then we were like making beats. 'Cause he was a drummer, so he liked to make beats and stuff like that. So we were just like making beats and making up songs and stuff. We cried too, and then we just told him we love him, and now you're free. And I swear that did something to me. It was like it just took a weight off my shoulders. So yeah, we don't have to feel sad for 20 years that somebody has died. We can acknowledge it in the beginning and just allow ourselves to go through the process of actually healing from that. Find a way for you to heal. And to me, the best way for us to heal, and this is part of our lineage, is to honor them by giving them gifts. Okay? So you give them gifts through a libation, pouring out one for the homies. Okay? That's black people stuff. That's African things. That's libation. Okay, that's a gift to them. So we pour out water, we pour out alcohol, we set out a cup of juice in a nice glass, or a cup of water in a nice glass. Put out their favorite foods, or put out the food that you have to offer at that time. And trust me, when you do that, it strengthens the connection that you have with them, and then it helps you to be at peace. Okay? Because all this is about maintaining a peaceful mindset and understanding that our spirituality is powerful. Okay? Our spirituality is what keeps us centered and in a clear thinking. We don't have to be angry all the time. We don't have to be sad all the time. And if you do get there, there is a way out through your spirituality. Okay? Your spirit may tell you to stop eating certain things because it's dampening your energy, or to stay away from certain people because it's dampening your energy. Okay? So I love y'all. Thank you for coming on. Peace and blessings to you all. You know, if y'all have any questions, you can send me a message. You can go on my website, thinknectar.life. You can leave me a message there. Just know that this information is here for y'all because I want you all to feel good, look good, smell good all the time. All right? We were not put here to suffer. So again, I am Zen, the organic goddess, your women's wellness coach, and I'll see y'all next week. All right, peace. All right, let me push that there. Oh, okay.